Hey people, what's going on? It's Jameel, and this is a video on education on gang stalking. And I'm going to be going over some work I did with the University of Michigan. And unfortunately, I spent some time in jail for a crime I did not commit, of course. And when I was in jail, I wrote a letter to the University of Michigan explaining to them my circumstance, asking them could they help me with an appeal. They sent me a letter back saying, hey, we usually don't do that. We don't just accept any case, and yada, yada. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to stop here. I wrote them back additional letters, and I was very articulate. I broke down to them my perception of what gang stalking actually was and how I ended up in jail and everything. And so they sent me this. They sent me a package. Michigan Innocence Clinic. And when I got this at the jail, I said Michigan Innocence Clinic from David R. Morin, director. So this is from David R. Morin, the director of the Michigan Innocence Clinic, University of Michigan, South Hall, 701 Southgate Street, Ann Arbor, Michigan, 48109-309. And I said, everybody in the jail was like, man, what's that? The University of Michigan is going to represent you in a case? I said, hopefully. And then I got this letter with them from the University of Michigan Innocence Clinic. And so I was like, whoa, there's going to be university professors and students looking at what I'm saying. And they sent me a questionnaire. It was 19 pages long. I had to fill out the whole questionnaire and explain to them. Then I sent them additional pages, and it was pretty interesting. And that's the whole thing I was doing when I was in jail. I was writing the ACLU, I wrote the Michigan Innocence Clinic, NWA. I mean, I was just like writing every single, I was really trying to stress like the pain and sorrow that I went through. And that was really cool. They wrote me back. See, JAMEEL RAWLS, 25, West Walton, Muskegon Jail. And one of the guards was like, man, I've never seen anybody get a letter from Michigan, University of Michigan Innocence Clinic. So, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Huh. So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff going on in Michigan. Recently I was talking about the Communist Party and Suzette-Sung, and it's so fascinating because just south of me a couple hours is Stuart Swerdlow, and Stuart Swerdlow's great uncle was the first president of the Communist Party. Stuart Swerdlow's great uncle was the first president of the Soviet Union. And I was just like, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? All the research I did on Jim Jones and the People's Temple, and everybody knows Jim Jones was communist. And I'm like 2 hours away. The guy's great uncle was the first president of the Soviet Union. And of course, his grandfather helped form the Communist Party of America. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I always liked Stuart Swerdlow as a researcher as well. And Stuart Swerdlow expansion site is really amazing. He is very knowledgeable in hyperspace, extraterrestrial technology. He even had a brother from on his page. Stuart Swerdlow is white, Jewish. He's Jewish, right? Jewish white, I believe. But he had a brother on there, and he's not on there anymore. And I was like, man, Stuart Swerdlow got a brother on his page. You know what I mean? He's not racist, And it was a guy. What's his name? Elvin Ezzy, and it was on expansion site, and he was saying he had spent 10 years in Dubai and India and all this stuff, and the brother's not on the site anymore. And I was like, what happened with that? But there's other researchers in Michigan too. Rob Gauthier is from Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so, but I wish, I wish my supporters might be able to get me an interview with Stuart. Stuart's off the hook, man. Good stuff. Maybe we can get one with Dr. John Hall. Anyway, so that's some of my work. So I want to advise people, if you ever end up in jail for something you did not do or something like that, don't hesitate to reach out and contact universities, contact colleges. Just be active with it, And so that's it. Next week we'll come back with some more material. I got tons of interviews from 2016, but they're not really. It's just me sitting around talking about IB gangs, talking about with millions, with so many people. Like I got so many hours already up there of it, but anyhow, that's education on gang stalking.